We scanned the attack site and ran a series of analytical models using the collected data. Our findings confirmed that the invasion was carried out using dimensional technology comparable to, if not more advanced than, our own. While the threat is concerning, the enemy's current technology proved insufficient to breach BR-003 or invade the ring itself. In other words, the race is not yet over. There's still time. I endorse the MBCC Chief's proposal. The Ring Research Institute will provide full support in developing a counter-tracking algorithm based on dimensional superposition calculations. We will trace the intruders back to their source.
Revealing your action plan openly at an Edge meeting requires a great deal of trust in everyone present. You'll need to trust that no one at that meeting will leak sensitive information, that your actions won't alert the enemy, allowing them to take precautions or even destroy the evidence. Do you trust them that much, Chief?
Director! I haven't been back in forever! Would you mind giving me a refresher on the engineering projects? I mean, no one else could possibly explain them well enough. It really has to be you. I'm super eager to learn, you know. I could study all day long without taking a single break. That's 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, or 86,400 seconds.
Of course. It would be my pleasure to guide a genius like yourself, Summer.
We're about to kickstart a new round of experiments. The technical approaches, objectives, and data sources have all undergone major revisions. The relevant documents and charts have already been distributed to everyone. If there are no further questions, let's get to work. Moving forward, the Ring Research Institute's observation hub will work closely with MBCC, synchronizing combat data. We will track residual mania spectra left by the Underground's incursions and crack any dimensional fissure in real time. This time, we're not just going to surpass the Underground. We'll pursue them relentlessly and take the fight straight to their doorstep.
Listen to its whispers.
Go!
As wisteria blooms, behold the splendor.
Thank you for tuning in. Go!
As wisteria blooms, behold the splendor.
I will read your mind and everything else.
Thank you for tuning in.
I will read your mind and everything else. I will see through your soul.
Face your fear head on.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in.
Hold on. Something seems off. Project number 3427 applied for FAC funding, claiming to research ways to improve anti-mania barrier efficiency. But according to the available casualty reports, most of the leading experts in that field were affected by the war. In fact, several are still on medical leave now. With the current team, there's no way they could maintain the research progress described in their reports. And here, a laboratory expansion for urban mania monitoring. The cash flows, procurement records, and tax declarations all look reasonable on paper, but while it claims the on-site staff doubled, the utility consumption barely increased over the last 2 years. So where did the expansion go? Chief, we're not detectives, accountants, or investigators. We don't have the means to gather all the relevant evidence, but we can still spot contradictions by cross-checking. Now that we've found these discrepancies, let's leave the rest to the professionals. As my professor likes to say,
No one can conceal the truth. If it was ever here, it left traces behind. And truths have a way of corroborating one another. That is our work.
Please excuse me. I was probably just misquoting the professor's words. All that wild speculation must have made things more complicated for you. I should just stick to being a good camera. A good archivist. Me? I'm the one who should say thank you. I'm glad I could help.
Bosch Society's influence reaches far and wide, but I doubt everyone in its ranks truly subscribes to the Underground's mania doctrine. These days, faith alone isn't enough to rally that many followers. If they insist on invoking the name of a god, then that god must be nothing more than a vessel onto which anyone can project their own ideology. When everyone has their own agenda, factions are bound to emerge, and with them, weak points and cracks. This attack couldn't have come at a better time. Treat this as an opportunity, Chief. Cast a wide net around the Ring Research Institute. You'll certainly catch something. Then we pick the most promising target to go after. Who knows? This might be the breakthrough we've been looking for.
I don't know what you're talking about. Without evidence, you're only making up stories. Look, when you run a business, you hit rough patches sometimes. We just needed to increase our revenue by shuffling some things around. I had no bad intentions. I'll fix the paperwork and settle the outstanding payments. That should do it, right? Don't blow this out of proportion. I don't know anything. From this point forward, I'm not saying another word. Talk to my lawyer. I can wait this out.
Do as you see fit. I'll back you up on this.
This? How could you? Did you have a search warrant? What about my privacy? I don't know anything. You'll protect me. won't you?
Through chaos wanders the Lamb, blindfolded and bowed, mired in dust and mud. It knows nothing of the stars above, for it never raises its gaze. The Exalted One stands upon the dais, staff in hand, through silent nights of contemplation, and beyond the veil of mist, he shall see with clarity, and he shall guide the way. Bow before the abyss, Chosen One, and confess unto chaos. Thereafter she shall guide you, she shall favor you. Silage shall lead you through the narrow gate, and death shall ferry you into eternal life. You lit the incense. You, too, were chosen, guided, and rewarded. Why, then, do you betray her? You glimpsed the truth. Why return to ignorance? You were granted power. Why accept cowardice? Bound by your petty morals and blinded by ignorance. You think you can judge us? You dare challenge us? Then suffer the curse of death.
Tuning in. Go.
I will read your mind and everything else.
Face your fear. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in.
As the blooms, behold the splendor.
Thank you for tuning in. Face your fear.
I will read your mind and everything else. I will see through your soul.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in.
As wisteria blooms, behold the splendor.
Go on. Keep struggling. Open those unseeing eyes of yours, and behold. Death is the only truth, visible even to fools.
I knew it. I knew it. I've been cursed. I'm gonna die.
Did it work? Was I helpful? Anyway, you did all the heavy lifting. I'm glad it worked. Once we dealt with the real enemy, we'll throw a proper party in the council hall. When that day comes, just do as you see fit. I'll back you up on this. It's my honor to help you. Nonetheless, there have been plenty of accusations against Isomer recently, some even harsher than those directed at you. But when the claims were investigated, none of the accusers could provide solid evidence, and some even became evasive when questioned further. The suspicious projects were investigated too, but she deflected every accusation, shifting the blame onto former director
You get your black ring, I get my seat. A perfect win-win. What do you say?
Now that's a real schemer. She's been playing this game for years, hasn't she? Despite all the enemies she's made and all the shady things she's done, she always manages to come out clean. She's clearly been 10 steps ahead of everyone else the whole time, and she's meticulous about covering her tracks. Watch yourself, Chief. No matter how you look at it, she's way too ambitious. Someone like that is dangerous. Proceed cautiously.
Long time no see, Chief. You always look so grim when you visit me. Rough day at work again? Then I'm very glad you made it back alive. The Campbells are no longer useful to the Underground, just as Fraser is no longer useful to Silage. I've served my purpose, Chief. If I were in their shoes, I wouldn't risk my neck trying to save a spent pawn either. You've picked up some terrible habits lately. You're becoming quite difficult to deal with. We are the ones who forged a direct pact with the Lord of the Underground. 4 people, 4 flowers. I received her power and sowed her seeds in her stead, so that more worthy souls might be chosen. Since we preach the gospel of mania, we might as well call ourselves the Sages. Pestilence, the plague, dwells in the city's shadows. This sage seeks out companions through information networks and cognitive influence. She prefers to stay in the shadows, yet she is diligent and reliable in her work. Until you defeated her. After she disappeared, this city's dark web dissolved along with her. Famine embodies the despair of deprivation. Those with nothing left can only turn their gaze toward the very calamity destroying them, borrowing the power of ash crystals in exchange for the faintest glimmer of hope. Even among the sages, this one is the weakest. I'm not a sinner. I can only control a few borrowed apostles, nothing more. To the Sage of War, rancor is the ultimate weapon painstakingly forged by the Underground. Yet it was taken by your people so early on. At this point, I'm afraid I know far less about it than that general behind you. As for the Sage of Death, she embodies both death and life itself. Be careful, Chief. That sage isn't dangerous because of who she is. Far too many desire her. Her influence has seeped into the world for far too long. You want to take on the Abyss, yet you know nothing about it. You said the Undergrounders never tried to rescue me, that they've abandoned me. No. I'm the one who told my friends not to make any rash moves. It took quite a bit of effort to convince them. I told them not to worry, that this city wouldn't kill me. Edge understands that only by keeping me alive and in captivity can Famine's mark remain in human hands. But if I were to die... This power would immediately return to its true owner, then be granted to the next candidate. A new Sage of Famine would be born, becoming a threat to this city all over again. And unlike what happened with the Sage of War, you could no longer steal her power. You see? Even after meeting your enemy, you still know nothing about her. I shouldn't say any more. For one thing, my own understanding is limited. And for another, they did help make my wish come true. In any case, they're friends I should cherish and be grateful for. As for you... Your enemy isn't responsible for every evil in this world. The spread of mania isn't the result of some kind of conspiracy. It's the echo of our times, what the people want. It was always inevitable. All these disasters and tragedies, all this ugliness and absurdity, they were bound to happen, with or without us. The Underground simply glimpsed the inevitable future early on, and resolved to embrace that fate. That's all. They're more determined than anyone else. Perhaps one day, when your path finally becomes clear to you, you'll become one of them. You'll come to see that enmity was never the only possibility. One last piece of advice. Don't focus only on external threats. You may be surprised to discover that the real danger facing BR-003 and those scientist friends of yours is actually lurking within your own walls. My sister has come so far. She must have received help from many along the way. I can't thank all of them individually, so I'll take this opportunity to thank you in particular. Besides, sharing this information with you hardly changes anything in the grand scheme of things. Time is running short, Chief. I hope you and your allies are prepared for what's coming.
If this is what he wants.
Why did you ignore all my calls? Didn't we agree to keep each other posted? Weren't you supposed to personally verify everything? I was going out of my mind. Then I'll go first. We haven't finished all the calculations yet. There's still about 14% left to go, and 27 new issues cropped up today. But the results have been promising so far. We've already identified 37 suspicious locations. Assuming the enemy has planted decoys, we're still conducting further analysis to narrow the list down. Once we've cut the number in half, we can start considering... I know that already, and I'm not done yet. Listen, there's something else that really annoyed me. Everyone at the hub has been working their tails off. We're understaffed, and there are so many unexpected problems and a ton of calculations to be done. A few of us literally passed out after overdosing on energy drinks. We even had to pull Summer in to help. And yet, someone still had the nerve to slack off. Isomer, director of the Ring Research Institute, the Observation Hub's so-called partner, and she never showed up. Not once. Can you believe that? Oh, wait! I wasn't just venting. I mean, we're so close to making it. We need all the help we can get, even if it comes from Isomer. So I was thinking, you two used to work pretty closely, right? And your personalities are similar too. You're both calculating and shrewd. You two seem to get along. So maybe you could talk some sense into her? Get her to come back and actually contribute? It's a critical time right now. We need all the brain power we can get. No, there's more to it. won't let you down. And don't you let me down either. Get here early and watch me make it happen.
What's going on?
We still need to run the final verification on the theory. Can't you wait just a moment? I mean...
Stop patronizing us. I know what this means. A change of this magnitude doesn't just happen without prior announcement. Replacing the staff with only 6 hours' notice is simply ridiculous. We're not...
Does Edge mean to tell us that we made a mistake?
I've received no prior notice. I'm demanding an explanation.
How is that possible? Everyone here has devoted themselves to this project. It shouldn't even be possible with all the data security systems we have in place. And even if it were, why would anyone sabotage a project they've poured years of their life into? Let's just say there really is a security risk, that you suspect there's a spy in the hub. Do you really need to replace the entire staff because of 1 or 2 people? Who's going to maintain all this equipment? What will happen to our research? do you mean? You're suspecting... us?
Anya? Edge 07 requests an emergency meeting immediately.
Wait! Pink flash! You brainless pieces of scrap. Nobody move, or I'll blow everything above your necks off. Not everyone here works for the Ring Research Institute. I'm an MBCC-registered sinner. You wanna mess with a genius like me? You gotta ask Chief first.
Because Summer is a sinner. Because she was contaminated by mania.
Hello there, Chief. You're late. I knew it. You were the one who submitted that evidence against me. You had Summer keep tabs on me, testing me. I must admit, she did well. Just by staying close to me, she managed to gather that much information. That girl is indeed a genius. Who knows how she pulled it off? And you're good at putting geniuses to work, Chief. I thought I was careful enough around you, yet you still managed to blindside me. What a pain in the neck. Look at you. Right now, you remind me of Lambert, Laplace, and so many others. Every one of those brilliant minds wore that same frustrated look when I defeated them. It's almost pitiful. This anger will get you nothing. And all this just for some kids? Chief, even at this juncture, you're still looking out for others. It only makes you look more foolish. I didn't do anything. Those geniuses were discarded by those who used them. To conquer the unknown for humanity, they were fashioned into perfect tools. They possess neither common sense nor conventional ways of thinking. They see nothing but truth and knowledge. They're so brilliant and arrogant, and naturally, they fail to see what their patrons truly wanted from them. Nirvana kept BR-003 for the hypercubes. The Council and the city backed her because they wanted stronger catastrophe weapons. All the resources, funding, time, and political capital poured into that project. And look what she did with it in the end. Dimension? What even is that? What about practical applications? The return on investment? And she still had the nerve to act all superior. Once they're out of the lab, these so-called geniuses are no better than fools. She was finally about to give in. And then you went and gave her another push. Oh, Chief. You're too good at giving pep talks. Then why are you here? To congratulate me? You never thought I deserved this position. You think cunning, ambitious strategists are inferior to those brilliant, idealistic geniuses.
I'm extremely selective when it comes to my team. I've read every single paper she's published, from her days in academia to her work on the Black Ring Project to the years she spent leading her own research team as a professor. That woman was once a remarkable scholar. She's well-rounded, objective, rigorous, and imaginative. She had a particular talent for synthesizing theories, integrating dissimilar ideas, and identifying new avenues for breakthroughs. Her experimental work was impeccable as well. Isomer's accomplishments are truly outstanding. Otherwise, 02 would never have handpicked her. I was impressed by those papers. The author was clearly intelligent, passionate, and committed to her work. That's the most valuable type of researcher. If only that old fool Lambert hadn't held her back for so many years. What was she thinking? If she realized she'd gone down the wrong path, she could have changed course. If people were misusing her research, she should have fought them for it. Didn't she become the director? Which means she has more power than ever. She could have done so much more, gone so much further. But is that position cursed or something? Does it corrupt everyone who takes it? Her research has stagnated, and all she cares about now is petty politics. She even had the nerve to tell me that it's because she's not as talented as we are. What a ridiculous excuse! I don't care how you treat me. That's irrelevant to science, to humanity. But take a good look at yourself. What have you become? You're even more pathetic than that idiot Summer. A genius's mind should be devoted to the pursuit of truth and knowledge. It's a gift to all humanity. And look what you've wasted yours on!
Me? A fellow genius? No. The gap between people like us and true geniuses is far greater than you can imagine. But none of that matters anymore. Regarding the replacement of Edge 07, security risks and cooperation issues were certainly factors, but they accounted for less than 30% of the decision. The real reason is the self-reformation of the genius system. Objectively speaking, geniuses are merely superior specimens within humanity. They are efficient decision-making units society requires, the exceptions our civilization relies on to solve all unknowns. But their traits aren't dominant enough. They're rare, and the screening and nurturing of these individuals are extremely difficult. Traditional society glorified science and encouraged generations of people to enter the funnel. The education system then sifted them through layer after layer of selection, directing resources toward those deemed most promising. And after all that, it produced only a handful of geniuses. The results were inconsistent, resources were misallocated, and the overall efficiency was abysmal. And now, that system has decayed even further. Academia no longer cultivates talent. It's become breeding grounds for corruption. Society no longer values knowledge. Money and fame are what people are after now. Look at the world outside. The disasters keep escalating. City-states grow more competitive with each other, and civilization's demand for geniuses only climbs higher. Edge is desperately looking for a more efficient way to secure that resource. And that's when the most brilliant scientists stepped in.
Genius worship is nothing more than a romanticized notion born of scarcity. Much like the way financial markets chase high-performance chips. Though I suppose such mystification could be a rational adaptation for a society still in its earlier stages of development. But we do need to tackle the scarcity issue. We can't optimize every stage of the pipeline just yet, but perhaps we can expand the base pool through other means and create a more refined environment where we can improve the efficiency of the screening and cultivation cycle.
That genius found a way to manufacture geniuses. She studied Mania's effects on consciousness and leveraged the authority of her position. She was able to screen for high-intelligence individuals who met her criteria on a far larger scale, and through far more rational and stable means. The critical window is puberty, when the specimens are highly malleable, passionate, impulsive, and impressionable. More importantly, the new model allows for effective control of the cultivation cycle. The costs of screening, maintenance, and replacement can all be greatly reduced.
We're currently in a transitional phase, so some degree of socialization needs to be preserved in them. I suggest assigning families to the earlier batches. My thanks in advance to all departments for their cooperation. That sinner named Summer has greatly inspired me as well. Shall we pursue a new experiment in the future?
Yes. If this batch fails to meet our expectations, it can simply be replaced. It'll also be a good opportunity to reassess the handover process. There's no need to trouble ourselves over it.
This is a tremendous scientific breakthrough. Once the process is proven viable, talent will no longer be in shortage. It will become a stable, replaceable, high-quality resource that can be rationally allocated. Humanity should celebrate this achievement.
They were never seen as treasures to begin with, Chief.
So, how do you feel now, Isomer? The word talent has always made you feel inferior and inadequate. Are you
feel
finally
relieved.
relieved?
I'll answer one more question for you, Chief. You and I do share a special connection. The BR-002 eruption in NF-104 dealt me a devastating blow. I was demoted and expelled from frontline work. For a long time afterward, I couldn't face my research again. My thoughts were clouded by regret and anxiety. So, 9 years later, when the remaining half of the corpus returned to Drifter Camp, and the Black Ring's shadow loomed once more, it felt like fate. My mind cleared up again. Yet my first thought was no longer how to fight the disaster or save lives. I worked tirelessly, designing the defense zone, but it was not out of any noble ideal. The moment the secondary eruption of the West District Black Ring happened, I felt no grief. Only relief. Joy, even. I thought, now they'd all see how wrong Lambert had been. I could climb higher over his dead body. I would become the next director. So you shouldn't feel torn, Chief. You don't need to trust me. Even if I weren't serving the Silage Society, you and I could never walk the same path again. The report you filed against me wasn't ignored. Edge reviewed it carefully. They investigated me thoroughly, fairly, and without bias. I'm not the spy who sabotaged the hub. I would never have left behind such obvious traces that could destroy my career. But I do have one more piece of information for you. The Silage Society that you're investigating might be closer than you think. Think about it. Someone who has climbed to the top as I have, who holds that much information, who has the means to help you come after me. Do you really think a person like that can keep their hands clean? You'd better hurry back. Don't let outsiders get hold of the evidence first and drag you down with it. Find out who the mole is, the one who let the underground into the Black Ring. I'll continue helping you best I can. After all, this is my hub now, and going forward, I'll need it to secure my place in Edge to fight for humanity.
Hands up! Oh. Oh. hellhole is this? To think that even United University has been tainted by vermin like this. Yeah, these lowlifes should never have been given any opportunities. A stain on academia will sooner or later become a threat to society. Who's there? You!
You got me!
What a freak. Knew it was some crazy kid. Hands up! You're charged with spreading rumors, defamation, inciting public panic, and undermining the sacred education system of this city. You're under arrest. Do not resist.
Me? Crazy? Rumors? Defamation and undermining the sacred education system of this city? Are you sure? Who's the crazy one here? The people faking research? The ones profiting from predatory student loans? The scammers exploiting science for money? And what about those who wrap themselves in academic authority while inventing new ways to kill and bury the truth? Aren't they crazier than I am? No one is really that crazy. They're all perfectly normal. And a humble outsider like me is just doing my part for this city's sacred education system.
What the? What did you do? Don't come any closer! No! Ah!
Let the false brilliance explode! Let the rotten reason collapse! And your fall! All of you! Sacred halls of academia! Blue firmament! It's all so filthy! Every last one of you is rotten to the core!
You're giving me too much credit. My words certainly don't wield that kind of influence. It's all simply the natural course of the times. Yes, that's right. And thank you for your support as well. I still have some work to wrap up here. We'll be in touch. I can sense it through the shackles. Come on out, Chief. Come sit with me. You came here alone at this hour. It must be something quite important, I imagine. I did compile it. Because people still need it. My research may not directly advance society the way Lemma's does, but my field has its own strengths. News, commentary, literature, and even these historical writings of mine. They are all crafts in their own right. Our specialty lies in presenting ideas, shaping narratives through writing and multimedia, and ensuring they reach as many people as possible. See, truth isn't simply recorded and unearthed. It can also be subtly reshaped through our work, quietly remolding how people perceive the world. That's an ability modern society needs now more than ever. That's precisely why, while the College of Humanities may not enjoy the spotlight the way the College of Science does, we still receive steady funding from a variety of sources. My sponsor likely entrusted this project to me because they found my writing rich in detail, emotionally compelling, and persuasive. And I've cultivated quite a respectable reputation, too. Noble, dignified, dedicated to scholarship. I've always been careful not to leave traces that might tarnish that image. That makes readers far more inclined to trust me. After all, my sponsor prefers to keep this deal discreet. I am aware now. Thank you for telling me. That student has a really unique perspective. I check her site often, and I've always worried about her. Getting that deep into sensitive topics and being so blunt about them, it's only a matter of time before she catches attention. From a lot of people. No need. Not worth it. And don't worry, Pixel's been through this before. She knows who's behind it, and she'll get out of it. I can't disclose that. For now, I still need their trust. But for me, the greatest reward was crossing that divide between East and West. Walking down streets I'd only ever seen in photographs. Meeting the people who actually live there. At first, they were wary of a Paradiso scholar like me, and curious too. But by the end of each conversation, every one of them shook my hand. Words, in the end, can only hold fragments. The real history has settled into every brick and stone of West District, into the people whose lives are woven into that place. When they opened their hearts to me, that's when I truly saw the marks time had left behind, and the light still shining through them too. Yes, thank you for setting that up. I had to gather rich, authentic details, which I could then filter, refine, and reassemble. That's how I instill credibility in my works. To climb the ladder of the system, to penetrate the deeper hidden layers. My pen bought me entry into their world. Generations of chroniclers inherited the pages left behind by those before them. They did all they could to record history and the times they lived in, piecing together fragments of truth, then passing it forward. And to obtain this precious fruit, one must always pay a price. And so my predecessors staked their wealth, reputation, information, and time. Some even wagered their freedom and lives. I've inherited many invaluable findings, but I've also witnessed a frustrating truth. Even after sacrificing so much, they never received the rewards they deserved. Because they couldn't let go of their conscience, Chief. Truth isn't locked away in ivory towers, nor does it rest solely in virtuous hands. It's woven into every corner of society. An era shapes its chroniclers. To record the truth, you must breathe it. So I traded away a few principles in exchange for some admission tickets. the same way I borrowed your precious trust to gain entry into West District. I've indeed gained a lot. I'll need some time to sort through it all. She's my chosen successor. Sooner or later, she'll walk the same path. Chief, our deal is still valid. Don't forget that. The Silage Society and the Underground, right? The truth you're looking for may come to light very soon. So, will you wait for me just a little longer? It's all right, Chief. You were too kind to me before. Let's take this chance to get to know each other all over again. Look at me. See right through me. I much prefer the way you look at me now. The history I record can only reach the truth through eyes like yours. What brings you here? Your thesis has been accepted. You don't need to burn the midnight oil anymore. You should be getting some proper rest. Or did you come to celebrate with me?
Professor.
What happened?